All this week, we've been helping you decode the fine print. Tonight, airline tickets. With air travel projected to drop 7% this summer, it's natural to expect every offer from a carrier should be a deal. But for those of us who are flying, a few buried disclaimers could cost us big. On the money line is Gabe Saglie, a senior editor of Travelzoo. All the fine print that we need to know is contained in something called a contract of carriage. What is that? I printed it out, Gabe. It's 47 pages. It's super fine print. And, you know, I just hit I agree. Is this what I'm agreeing to?
Well, yeah, actually, it's great summer reading by the pool if you've got the time. The contract of carriage is basically that, a contract that you enter into with an airline every time you purchase a ticket. It defines your rights, your liabilities, and the carrier's obligation to you, the passenger, in exchange for purchasing a ticket on one of their planes. Yes, it's lengthy, but it contains all of the really relevant information: taxes and fees, cancellation and refund policies, lost baggage policies, even the mode of conduct that they expect from you when you board their aircraft. Now, speaking of refunds, there's something that folks need to know about that. United, you cancel a ticket that you've paid for within 24 hours. What's the policy? Yeah, so United has got this policy that people may not know about. If you cancel that reservation within 24 hours after your credit card goes through, you can get a full refund. Now, after those 24 hours, up to the day of your flight, you can actually still cancel it, but then what you get issued is a credit that you can use within a year, and you're still subject to a $150 change fee. So if you book a ticket because you get a great deal, but your plans change within 24 hours, with United, according to their contract of carriage, you can get a full refund. A lot of people probably don't know that. Now, airlines are supposed to put you on another flight if they cancel your flight, but each carrier interprets this their own way. Yeah, that can be very confusing. Yeah, this is Rule 240, which was on the books before 1978, which is when the airline industry was deregulated. But before 78, the government forced airlines to put passengers on a competitor's flight if, through fault of the airline, your flight was canceled or severely delayed, assuming that the competitor could get you to your destination quicker. Now, after 78, and certainly for airlines that have come into existence after deregulation, the Rule 240 definitely varies in language from carrier to carrier. For example, United will put you on another competitor's flight, but they won't do it if it's on first class. They'll only do coach. And some airlines don't have a Rule 240 at all. Southwest. So that explains why sometimes you see the lines at the ticket counter or at the gates when someone's been bumped from a flight. They're expecting to get put on another flight. It's not happening. It doesn't have to happen. It doesn't. No. In fact, a lot of the language in the contracts of carriage do tend to want to protect the airline. My suggestion is if there's an airline you fly frequently, like when I fly, and I fly a lot, there's one or two airlines I fly most of the time, sort of become familiar with their version of Rule 240 because it might come in handy in the future. All right, now here, very quickly, on international flights, this has happened to me. The final price isn't necessarily the final price. What does that mean? Well, you know, when you buy an airline ticket, you're paying a base price, and then there's a chunk of it. It could be 20%, it could be 70%, depending on how good a deal you get, is taxes and fees imposed by airports, imposed by the federal government. For example, Lufthansa, on their contract of carriage, says that if those fees or taxes change, whether if they go up or if they go down, you're responsible for those. So you'll have to pay the difference if any of those taxes or fees go up, even after you bought your ticket. And in the rare occasion that those taxes or fees go down or get eliminated, you are entitled to a refund. All right. Well, and a lot of times you're not going to get that refund, and particularly if you don't know about it. We thank you so much, Gabe. Thank you very much. Tomorrow we're going to discuss the fine print on mortgages that lenders prefer.